Oh.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to In the Bag Disc Off. What we got for you today is another one brand, one round. And this time it's going to be HYZERBOMB. Now, originally I was going to do all my HYZERBOMB discs as a part of the Millennium video. Since HYZERBOMB is made by Millennium but manufactured by INNOVA, I said, let me just do a quick little video on the HYZERBOMB. So, they don't have a whole bunch of discs. They do have a distance driver that I don't have, but it seemed like it was going to be entirely too stable for me. So, let's run through these discs, see what we're going to be throwing. We only got 3, so it's going to be quick. We'll go hit the course. Starting off, our driver is the Marksman 94-1-2. Seems like it's going to be a more stable Valkyrie, maybe. By the feel of it, feels like it's more stable than that, but we'll go out there, we'll see how it flies. Our mid-range is the mortar. Now, the thing with this mortar is I used to bag a Gator 3, and a Cayman. Once I got the mortar, all 3 of those discs left the bag and I only have the mortar. For several reasons, really. One, there's no bead. I mean, if there is, it's like the slightest little micro bead of a bead. It's basically not even a bead. Pretty much, it's a beadless Gator, and it's extremely flat topped. It's one of my favorite mid ranges that in my bag. It's always in my bag. I have 2 actual mid ranges in my bag all the time, no matter where I'm playing, and that's this mortar and a Lucid X Verdict. Those 2 are always in my bag. I don't care where I'm playing, they're always in there. Sometimes I'll have an unstable one in there, but that's for another video on another day. But regardless, this will be our mid-range today. We will be putting with the soft tank. And I don't know who in their right mind would actually putt with something like this. It's 2102. This is clearly an approach disc. They don't really have a putter in the HYZERBOMB lineup, so we're going to use what we can. That's going to be this. So hopefully we got some close putts today and we can just get them in there. But that's the only 3 discs we're going to be using today. That's all we need: driver, mid-range, putter. What else do you need? Especially on a 9-hole course. So let's go hit the course. Wish me luck. Let's get it.
Alright, we're out here. Really hot day. We're going HYZERBOMB. We'll take Marksman off the tee, which we will do most of the time today. Oh, that thing's a lot more stable than I thought it was going to be. We'll have to throw it harder, maybe with a little ante, get some good distance. But let's go see. We should have a clear upshot. And so we hit the trees. So I'm going to take the tank and either put it in the basket or put it really close. I hung it out a little wider than I needed because I didn't want to hit this pole, but it should be an easy tap in. Let's go get it. All right, a little bit more than a tap in, but it's pretty close. I gotta tell you, I don't think anybody really is gonna putt with the tank. It's a really good upshot disc, but for putting, I don't know if that's really what it was intended for, but that's what we're using because they don't have another putter. So let's go get it on the hole 2. All right, so we're going marksman again, of course. Well, I tried to kind of put it up a little higher and on an Annie, and all I did was put it up high and it went right in that tree. Luckily we fought through and got a little forward distance, but we still got a long way to go. So let's see how much. Okay, so bonus, if there is one, to only throwing 180 feet off the tee, is we're right in the middle of the fairway here and we got a clear shot. So we're just gonna go mortar and put it up near the basket. But you know, I'm kind of curious how far I can get that tank, so we'll practice throw the tank after this. That's a longer putt than I wanted. So let's see how the tank goes. Well, it's pretty much been high. I just didn't put it out to the right. All right, a lot longer of a putt than I wanted. Just barely made that one. Just barely, but we're still saving par. So move on to hole 3. Here we are, hole 3, still par, and I'm already a sweaty mess. Alright, it looks like it's right on this side of that little ditch part, so we'll have a long approach because now everything's in the long position. Well, some things moved to the short position, but this one moved to the long, so it's actually like 430 now. So we're gonna have a tricky upshot, I can tell you that right now. All right, so we actually hit right up on the top, but it rolled down into the ditch, so it's gonna make it even trickier. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the mortar. Hopefully I can get it all the way there. No good. No good. I clipped that tree and it knocked us over there. It knocked us down. So looks like we're taking a 4 at best here. Like I said, it's gonna be a bad shot here. Unless I can spin this bad boy in. And I gotta get real low because we got a low ceiling here. Taking a 4, hopefully. We tried our best to make that a 5, but that's our first bogey. That's all right. We'll get a birdie on the next one. All right, we're gonna go tank here. Over off to the right. All right, we got a long putt for birdie, but we're gonna get this thing. Oh. All right, well, we took a par on that one, unfortunately. We got a lot of headwind here, so I'm not worried about this thing turning over though. So we'll just try to throw it real hard and get in there. got the nose up and it just sailed in the air. See if the tank can get there though. Die. Alright, that should save our par. Alright, save a par. There we go. Alright, so we're going into hole 6 and we're still one over. We got to get a birdie. Okay, so now the basket on this is on the right side now, and that's unfortunate because this thing is stable, so I'm going to try to turn it over a little bit. And I did not do that. So we'll throw it in, or we'll have an easy tap in. Oh! Well, looked like it was trying to fight to the basket, but it came up a little short. So I'll go over there, tap it out. We'll take our par. Still one over. All right. So I'm thinking that this is going to be a good tank hole here. Well, that's parked for the old position, that's for sure. All right, so we absolutely parked the old position. That would have just been a tap out birdie. In this case though, we got a long putt. What is happening here? We're right on top of the basket. Like, it almost went in the hole. But in this case, we got about a 20-25 footer. All right, there we go, back to even. I hate to say I'm happy that we're back to even. I'm gonna go with the mortar here, because I think this is right at the distance where this is gonna hyzer out on me. Oh, get in. Oh. Well, we are gonna get our second birdie because that is directly under the pin. Let's go. All right, so from the tee, once again, distance plays tricks with your eyes. I thought we were right under the tee, or the basket. I thought we were right under the basket, but we're not. We're 15 foot short. Should have wiped off my hand before I putted that. It almost slipped right out of the chains because I didn't get any grip on it. I mean, look at me, just sweating everywhere. And towels, they help. Birdie bag helps, but I didn't bring my birdie bag. I usually got a well sack with me, but I didn't bring my putter pouch, so I don't have it. That's all right. We'll just keep drying off our hands and our face, because it is a hot, sweaty mess out here. All right, let's go hit a hole 9. All right, so here on the last hole, it is so hot. I'm glad this is the last hole, but we are 1 under. Yes, and honestly, in the old layout, we would have been 2 under, at least, because the new pin positions are a little harder on 2 of them, so it's kind of hurt me a little bit. But let's see if we can salvage our last par, maybe get lucky with a birdie, who knows. I don't think I can get this out far enough to have a reasonable birdie though. Alright, that is going to cause problems upon problems because we are over on the right side. It did not want a hyzer this time. I can't figure this disc out. I mean, I know I got it. I didn't throw it nose up that time, so that's probably why it stayed straight. So I don't know, whatever. But we're gonna have a potentially difficult upshot here. So hopefully the tank does its job and fights that wind. We'll have to see. let's go get it. Okay, so like we said, we're back here behind this tree. So if I had a reasonable forehand, I could beam one right at the basket, but I do not have that. I am trash at forehands. So let's see, make sure we got you there. There we go. So I think what I'm gonna do is maybe lean out the other side of this tree. Let me back over here where you can see what's going on. I think I'm gonna lean out to this side of the tree and throw through these two trees. Well, you can't really, let's see. There's a tree right there. So I'm gonna throw in between those two guys. So let's see what we got. All right, so let's salvage our par here. Too much wind. There we go. Almost popped out, but it did. All right, there you have it. Wind on hole 9 with a par. We were lucky to get that par, because where we were over there, that was no good. The only good thing about this position now is that if you got a big forehand, that you can, there's nothing over there. So you just use the road and you can hyzer up in here and you got a decent putt. Or a big anti-turnover line, you can throw it out over the road and have it just pan towards the basket. But if you hyzer out, you're on the other side of the street and you're OB. So, and if you throw the forehand and you roll your risk or turn it over or something, then, you know, you're gonna never come back and you're gonna be OB. So it's way too hot to do this out here. Let's take it back to the house and do the wrap up. I gotta get out of this heat and get a beer.
And we're back. It was a rough one. Part of the reason it was a rough one was because we didn't have a driver that we could get distance with. I don't care what these numbers say, this is a Firebird. This is a Firebird all day. It is super stable. I don't know if it's because it's in this champion plastic. This is actually the Recon plastic with them, but it's the champion plastic. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. I have champion Valkyries and they fly nothing like this. This thing is stable. I couldn't quite nail it down until the end of the round. So much so that I actually thought to myself, I should just reshoot the whole round and just scrap all this footage. Make a better video. But that's not what I want to do here. That's not what I want to do. I want to go out, shoot the course, show you what happened. If it was good, it was good. If it wasn't, it wasn't. This is one of those times where we got -1 and we were very lucky to do so. Very lucky. The only thing that saved us, 7 and 8. Because they're easy holes. I mean, 7 can be kind of tricky because you got to get around the tree and get it up there. But it's more or less an easy birdie. 8, especially in this layout that it's in now, how it's back to the outside of the trees, it's a very easy hole. You can throw a putter up there, you're gonna get a birdie, as long as you don't shank your shot. So those 2 holes saved us, but I really couldn't connect with this disc until the end of the round, like I said. And it was due to, it wasn't super windy, but it was windy enough. So while trying to learn this disc, I was throwing it a little nose up like this, and the wind would just carry, and then it had so much stability it would just get up to its apex and just dump out left way off where I didn't want to be. At the very end I started getting the nose down on it, started getting a straight flight and getting some good action on it, but hey, it is what it is. If I needed another Firebird, I would throw this disc. Otherwise it's not for me. The mortar I mean, like I said in the intro, this disc is always in the bag. I love this disc. This got us a birdie. I think on 3 I tried to hit a gap in the trees. I was down low. It was an awkward stance. I had to stand still. I couldn't really get any power into it, but I wanted to throw it on a slide Annie, but real high, and get it in between those trees to where it would, once it was flexing out, it would be crashing into that next tree that's hiding the basket. Hopefully get a par. That didn't happen. I clipped the tree. It just popped up in the air, hyzered out, and landed back in the fairway 75 feet in front of me. So we ended up taking a bug there. But that wasn't the disc fault. That was my situation that I was in. That just happens. The tank for putting in a headwind, this might be a good headwind putter. I could see this being a good headwind putter. But this is clearly an approach disc, and a good one at that. I mean, you can throw it with big power, and as long as it's flat, it's going to go out. It's going to leak just a little bit, but it's always going to finish back, always. And if you throw it on hyzer, it's going to hold that hyzer. If you throw it on Annie, it'll go for a little bit, but it's going to flatten out and then just drop. It's a very good approach disc. I could see this making the bag on windy days as a headwind putter or an approach disc. I already have my approach disc nailed down, but it could do it. But all in all, -1. Not bad for the situations that we were in and the shots we were having. I was throwing some terrible shots off the tee today, and you know, happens, is what it is. You can't shoot your best every round every time. So we hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hit this little guy right here. Subscribe right now. Check out a couple of these videos. You might see another disc that you've been looking at, weren't sure how it was going to fly. Now you know how it's going to fly. We'll see you next time on In the Bag Disc Golf.